What's going on, my YouTube? It is your boy Ghostface Gaming back once again with another video upload for you guys. This here is a Spider-Man Far From Home review and spoiler review. So there will be spoilers in this movie. The clip you're looking at right here is a clip I kind of recorded earlier when Spider-Man got kidnapped by Nick Fury. It was on his way to Nick Fury's London hideout to meet Mysterio, aka Quentin Beck, aka Mysterio. So where should I start? So right, Spider-Man Far From Home pretty much picks up where we left off from Endgame. It answered a whole lot of questions for us as fans, and that's one thing I really like. The things that normal people would ask, the questions normal people would ask. What happened during the snap? Because at the end of Endgame, everybody came back all happy endings. We buried Tony Stark. Now we're getting back to life. So the movie picks up with Aunt May and Peter Parker at a homeless drive. So they're at the homeless drive. Spider-Man has on his Iron Spider suit, and Aunt May's. The movie starts off like this, telling people like, okay, they caused the big blip. Half of everybody disappeared, and then 5 years later, those people come back. And they pop up in the middle. You see them disappear in the middle of football games, but pop up in the middle of the basketball court, which was funny, but that's a realistic scale of what happened. Because if realistically, if Thanos snapped his finger, then people would be disappearing on planes, trains, cars. It'd have been real mayhem, and they popping right back up at the same place. And Aunt May said, her apartment she was in, she snapped, and when she came back, it was a whole family in the living room, and they thought she was, the mistress or something. So that was real funny, real crazy, but a realistic scale of what happened during the snap. And they were raising money for the homeless, and they looked like they had almost reached their quota. So it was a lot of Easter eggs in this movie. It dealt with, so this is the pre-spoiler. It was a lot of realistic perspective and point of view in the movie for me. Spider-Man's our friendly neighborhood spider. When he got kidnapped by Nick Fury and he was on his trip, and they was explaining to him what's going on, and he's like, where's Thor? Where's Captain Marvel? He's asking questions like, where are the big heroes? He's just a regular everyday guy, just like us. So they tell him, you done been to space. Nick Fury telling him, you done been to space. You done seen some things. You're the person I need for this job. Nobody else is around. That was his throw off for it. So with that being said, that's what he's explaining to him right there. You're pretty much the one for the job. So oh man, it's one of those movies almost like Endgame. There was so much going on, I'm trying to collect my thoughts. So it took a second really to build up, but then again it didn't, because Bay, my wife was like, damn, we at this point already. He gets to London, they're on their trip. Yeah, they're taking pictures, some of the scenes we seen in the trailer, and that's when the elemental Hydro pops up. Spider-Man does his thing. He throws on a little carnival mask, which is pretty cool. I know ain't too many places that this will be a skin for Spider-Man. It might be a skin in the Spider-Man game on PS4, but I'm pretty sure the Amazing Spider-Man, which is like Temple Run for Spider-Man, I'm more than positive that skin will pop up on there. But the movie was good, man. It stuck to the true code of Spider-Man, dealing with his everyday life and the necessity of being a hero. The people that came back reprised the role of MJ and his best friend. They held true to their characters. Zendaya, she did really good as MJ without overselling it. She's just a weirder, more morbid version of MJ. Pretty cool. I can dig it though. She figures out he's Spider-Man. He confesses his love for her, so they're kind of dating now. So it's a whole lot that went on. Happy and Aunt May is dating. But on a realistic scale, let's get back to the point. What I really did like about it, as far as with Spider-Man is concerned, they also brought out another side of Spider-Man, is that Spider-Man is pretty much a genius level intellect. When he was brought in right here and he was talking to Mysterio and he was talking to Nick Fury, he started nerding out, talking about quantum physics, the multiverse, time space continuum, and Mysterio told him never apologize for being the smartest person in the room. That's classic Spider-Man. When he needed his suit, or when he needed a suit, you know what I'm saying, to go to war with, or it's time to get up, you know what I'm saying? That's what classic Spider-Man kicked in there, and that's what Happy saw in him, kind of reminded him of Iron Man, because this is pretty much where it boils down to where Spider-Man is taking up the role of Iron Man, being the hero that everybody needs, being the face of the heroes, to let the other heroes, that's been undercover since Endgame, like, yo, we still got a job to do, we still need to stand out. That is cool. I like that, because in the comic books, after Spider-Man dies and comes back, he has Parker Industries. Parker Industries is where Spider-Man grows up pretty much to be like Tony Stark, and he has his own industry, he has his own tech, mech suits, all kind of stuff, you know what I'm saying? Also, too, here comes the spoilers, so if you haven't seen it, go ahead and back out, because I'm going to be bouncing all over the place with this. I ain't got another 2 minutes left, so I'm going to be bouncing all over the place. Here comes the spoiler. Now, at the end of the movie, after the climax where he finds out that Mysterio's full of BS, and he has to fight Mysterio, and Mysterio pretty much ends up killing himself. But he also sets up the cameras to where it looks like Spider-Man is the one that caused everything. Spoiler, at the end credits, J. Jonah Jameson pops up and pretty much exposes Spider-Man. Now, that is a direct screenshot, click, you know what I'm saying? A direct Easter egg from Civil War, where Spider-Man was the first one to unlock his face. Now, if you want to stick true to Marvel Comics, and this is a good way to usher in Spider-Man as the new face of Marvel or the MCU in the comic book, Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, them boys was nobody back in the day. Spider-Man has always been the face of Marvel. So I like how they set things up. Now, another Easter egg is I want to get to, and we gonna talk about in another video later, is the post-credit scenes. We see that Nick Fury and Maria Hill were Talos and his wife the whole time, or at least throughout the movie. That's why Nick Fury didn't know what was going on, because Nick Fury knows about everything. So with that being said, is this a prelude to Secret Invasion? Give me a like if you know what I'm talking about. Is this a prelude to Secret Invasion? Or how long has Nick Fury been in space, and how long has Talos been taking his place? Let's really think about that. How long? Because could it be that Talos was the one that got snapped and there never was a Nick Fury to begin with? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what that scene did for me, man. Like, it was so much that went on, man. Like, when Spider-Man was building his suits, right? And the boy was, you seen some Easter eggs for the Spider-Man big time suit. You know what I mean? The Spider-Man big time. If you know anything about that in the comic books, I seen a lot of Easter eggs for other suits in there. But on a scale of 1 to 10, what I would give the Spider-Man movie, I'll give it a 8 point, a strong 9. To say it's good as Spider-Man 2 with Tobey Maguire, I might can agree with that. Should you go see it? Heck yes. Should you take the family to see it? Heck yes. Is this a good way to usher in Phase 4 and end Phase 3? Yeah, they did that. So this is your boy Ghostface Gaming with a quick review with a few spoiler drops and Easter eggs. We might come back and do a video on it later. Like, subscribe, and share the social media platform. I'm out.